My view on self-driving cars is that we are just at the beginning of this trend. We are not really probably confident enough today, the average person, to get into a self-driving car, especially if it's going out on a highway, anything faster than 20 miles an hour. But I do believe that in the near future, the technology will get to a point where we will feel safer and we will feel probably more comfortable using or getting into a self-driving car. I mean, there are cities in the world right now that are already experimenting and using self-driving or autonomous vehicles. I think, again, what I was mentioning earlier about the amount of data that you can process, I think it's clear that the quality of these systems is getting improvement. I mean, this is going forward, not backwards. Based on that, I do believe in autonomous driving as a product. I think it'll probably be another year or so before we can see a little bit more vehicles on the streets. Thankfully, it's my opinion that the auto industry is very mindful of the safety aspect that inherently comes with the concept of self-driving vehicles, as it should be. And so I don't think that we are going to see any mainstream onset of self-driving cars until the industry is, and the regulators are adequately comfortable with the safety aspects. But when it comes to the technology behind it, I often compare the benchmark of what AI cars or self-driving cars have been doing as far as processing with what we do in the fintech market. Because people seem to be more understanding of the concept of an autonomous driving vehicle and how much data you have to process in order to make that car safely operate, then perhaps you can get your head around how much data we are ingesting in order to make financial predictions. And once you get your head around that it is actually possible to process all of that data, then the credibility factor starts to set in. As I mentioned also, a neural network is based and built and designed around the human brain. And if a human can drive a car, it's because that human being has been trained and understands what to look for and how to behave safely in order to operate that vehicle, especially if you have passengers. So it's not unfathomable, if you look at all the connecting wires in a human brain, if you can mimic that and be able to train a machine to look for the same obstacles, to understand the traffic flow, I'm personally of the opinion that you would have a much safer transport system than if you left it to humans. For one thing, a machine typically doesn't get drunk or fall asleep. So those are two big main areas, of course, of causes of fatality today. So I think that we're in good shape. I think we're heading in the right direction.